I mean, I wanted to see if you and Nick had any agreement or disagreement on fixing the NBA's rule issues. What happened, Nick? You
Well, I mean, I have them all fixed, and so Amin, the only way we're going to agree is if Amin's got it right as well.
Okay,
like I just have it all fixed.
All right, so
I like this.
Let's see whether Amin has any look. Nick Wright, I don't know. He's had some public issues before with Amin, who's accused him of stealing some things from him. And
Club Superstar, Volume 4. That's the initial thing. Guess when that comes out on First Things First? Today at 4 o'clock. One in, one out. Club Superstar, the 4th edition is today. It's great to talk to Amin on that day. How are you, sir? But you want to hear my fixes?
No.
Yes.
No, I think Amin needs to give you his fixes and see if they match up with yours.
And I got to set up.
You've already fixed it, Nick.
I've got to set up your feud with Pablo because you feel like you vanquished Amin already here. You stole his thing, made fun of him, and now you're moving on to feud with Pablo.
I didn't steal Amin's thing.
You kind of did.
Two smart people had similar ideas, and they existed in an ecosystem where they were unaware of each other's ideas, and that's all it was. There was no theft done, and the only beef came from the fact that Amin was spreading scurrilous rumors about me that I was an idea thief, that I was... Who was that terrible comic that got run out of the industry?
Carlos Mencia.
I'm thinking of the white guy, who was very popular briefly. Dane Cook, there we go. Absolutely.
Right.
You think I'd come on this show and insult Carlos Mencia? Give me a break, Dan. That was the only beef. But Amin, go ahead.
No, we're gonna do this the right way this time. You're gonna go first.
Perfect.
What?
Perfect.
Okay.
I love it. All right. So none of these address load management or the three-point shot, anything. It's just stuff people watching the games hating them right now. First one is challenges. This is the simplest thing ever. You know how everyone on the court is allowed to do this? And the ref's like, oh, okay, timeout. You're allowed to do it. Guys, guess what? This is binding. You can do it whenever you want, but that's binding. That's your challenge. And if you're out of challenges, then it's a technical foul. And by game 5 of next season, you'll never see it again. You will never see a player hit someone in the arm and then do this silliness. Or two guys, the ball goes out of bounds. Everyone on the court is doing this.
It's a good rule change.
This is binding. It is simple. And you can even be like, hey, has the added benefit. If there's a minute and a half left in a game, you're a brilliant player. You understand the situation. The assistant coaches on the sideline have dropped the tablet. They can't do it. You're like, oh, man, they're about to inbound the ball. We challenge. But that's binding. This motion is like this motion. It's binding. Amin, tell me why that's not great, because it is.
I like where your head is at. We're identifying that we have a problem with people twirling their fingers.
Yes.
But
the do this is he's just helicoptering his right finger around. I think we all agree with that. He's arrived at a consensus opinion. Yeah, stop doing that. We don't need any of that anymore.
But I don't think he goes far enough.
Wow.
Oh.
I submit to you, get rid of challenges altogether.
Oh, Amin, I agree. I 100% agree.
Who said it first, though?
It's an agree-off.
Well, I'm anti-replay in the NFL. I'm anti-replay across the board. The only sport that has it right is tennis, and that's because they just make something up.
Yes.
They're like, hey, the robots told us it's here, and we're all like, okay, cool, we believe you. And we move on.
That's exactly my vision. Is the only thing that get reviewed are those black and white things. Was he inbounds or out of bounds? Was it a 2 or was it a 3? Was he inside the restricted area or not?
Not inside the restricted area or not.
No, listen.
Don't like that.
I mean it in the sense that when I watch tennis, was it in or out? It's instant. We see that animation of the ball go, oh.
And there's suspense involved.
That's a good sound effect.
I love that about tennis. It's not a whole lot of guys standing under a hood and watching and stuff. We just see the shadow of the ball.
Tennis figured it out.
Whoa. That's what we need in basketball.
I would love to remove all replay. With replay, I would like to get, if we're going to have it, back to, people don't remember this. In the NFL, it used to have, I think it was 45 seconds, and they would, in the stadium, play the Final Jeopardy music, because it was, if they don't have an answer within 45 seconds, call on the field stands, because it's not clear and obvious. We've gotten miles away from that, and I've kind of lost hope that we're going to change that. So that would be better, but I think mine is more doable. All right, rule change 2.
How many are there? How many rules?
3.
All right, 3 of them.
There's
Okay,
3.
sorry.
Rule change 2. Again, I'm going to borrow from football. You know how in football you can decline a penalty?
Yes.
Okay. To get rid of the hacka strategy, if you are fouled outside of the final 2 minutes of the game, which are the quarter, which is the only time the hacka strategy exists, you are allowed to simply say, we appreciate the offer for free throws. We will take the ball sideline out of bounds instead. We decline the free
Another good rule. Another fine rule.
There's a massive flaw in there.
Wow. Tell me.
We can just infinitely foul you.
But here's why that is, again, not realistic or accurate. You can't, though, because you have a limited number of players. You're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to want to have the entirety of your team in foul trouble. And by the way, if you try to execute that strategy, then after 8 fouls of my possession, when there's 1 second on the shot clock, I will then say, okay, we'll take these free throws. I hope it was worth it to you to do that, but that would end it. And now
another fine rule change.
Now the best one.
Okay.
Ooh, wow.
If a team is leading by 3 or more and the shot clock is turned off, meaning we're in the final 24 seconds, and they do the foul to prevent a 3 thing. But the way to make that very black and white is the circumstances are you were up 3+, you are in the final 24 seconds, team's in the bonus, and you commit a foul outside of the 3-point line, it is a 3-shot foul. And now the fouling up 3 is gone.
Absolutely not.
What do you mean?
Why not? Tell
Absolutely
me.
not.
Because guys should make their free
No.
throws because it's a strategy. This is the NBA is no more valuable than polar bears skating on ice. It's an entertainment product. And anything that we can do to make the game more entertaining that makes sense. There's already plenty of rules about when you can and can't foul. This is worth 1 free throw. This is worth 2. This is worth 3. Tweaking one of them to say this specific situation results in 3 free throws instead of 2, it makes it better for the fans, rewards great plays at the end, and is an easy fix. Why is that bad?
It's bad for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is all coming off the heels of what happened at the end of Game 4 of Wolves versus Thunder. No one, and I mean, it's funny, no one has ever talked about how the Wolves executed poor offense in that situation. You know, when you're playing against a team that fouls up 3, that what you have to do is you've got to draw up your plays so that when your guy catches facing the basket and in a position to shoot immediately. The Wolves are throwing up where you're catching on the sideline or throwing it into the backcourt. They ran bad offense. That's why that strategy worked.
I fell asleep
Yeah,
hearing
yeah,
about
you know
this.
what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
man.
sorry. I'm sorry for having
attention to
facts.
yours.
Should have run a better slob inbounds play, and then we could have gotten a clean.
No,
Shoot
you're
the damn
right.
ball.
Shooting more
You
free
know
throws
the
is the
fans-
way.
you know what the
Yeah, have them
fans
shoot
wanna
3 free
say?
throws.
No, they wouldn't shoot any free throws because teams wouldn't do it.
We would get a
the
natural
idea-
ending. That's what we would get. That's what
Correct.
Nick wants.
What?
yeah.
What?
Right,
How do you differentiate between a real foul and an intentional foul in that situation?
It's
Saying any
Any
foul,
foul.
outside of the three-point
any
line.
foul
is 3.
outside of the 3-point line in the final 24 seconds by a team up 3+ is 3 free throws. It's very simple.
So basically, you're saying, hey, let the offense do whatever the hell it wants to get a shot off.
No, he's
Because-
saying don't foul him.
You're going to have a guy, though,
Okay.
start his dribble.
This is what I'm going to tell you guys. You're going to do this rule, and you know what's going to happen? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to get fouled 50 feet away from the basket, and everyone's going like, oh my God, this foul immersion, that's not offense, that's not basketball, that's not fun. You guys don't see the unintended consequences in all this stuff.
By the way, I've thought of I think unintended consequences are a very important thing, and I've thought about them quite a bit, which is why I properly manicured it exactly the way I did. About inside the final 24 seconds, have to be in the bonus, and have to be leading by at least 3. But if you're saying the unintended consequences is there's going to be more public shame for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander flopping about like a fish on a boat, that's a positive.
Ain't no shame in winning,
like
brother.
That's a positive.
Ain't no
All right,
shame in that MVP
this
trophy.
is is why Nick Wright is the media giant that he is, because whatever
Thank
your
you.
arguments, he's already considered them and dismissed them. He is a dragon.
Poorly.
They're manicured.
Dismissed
A
them poorly,
dragon
but yeah.
slayer, because yes, he's manicured his argument to make sure that whatever your fertilizer is, he's already thought of it.
I would make it 4 free throws, Nick. Okay, that
Oh,
way
see,
you ensure
that's
that no
dumb.
one will ever foul. How is that
Okay, no,
dumb?
I'm not. All right, I'm not. Nick, do not bite.
I supported you.
Do not-
I know Stugotz.
Don't
I
take
apologize.
the
You know
bait.
what, Stugotz? I'll take it under consideration.